MANTOOLS is brought to you by Madrid Maintenance. Madrid Maintenance offers excellent handyman service in the Colorado Springs area, starting at just $45 an hour. You can reach them by phone at 719-963-2020 or online at facebook.com/Madrid Maintenance.
Enharmonic Studios. Enharmonic Studios is a hybrid digital analog facility designed to be quality and affordable to anyone who wants to make history. Call today 719-963-2020 or go to facebook.com/Enharmonic Studios.
From Enharmonic Studios, streaming all over the world.
We're coming for you, globalists!
It's your weekly dose of toxic masculinity.
Toxic masculinity.
With Eric Madrid. And Trevor Lane. It's MANTOOLS.
Hey. What's up, everybody? We're just checking the stream. See if it works.
For some reason, we are not going out on Rumble.
There we go.
We are on Facebook, though.
Apparently, we're on the face
And
pages.
Twitter.
And the twatter.
Interesting. Well, I guess
Rumble,
I'll just chat
Rumble,
to the people on Rumble.
Rumble's down. Rumble's got bumbled. I don't know what that means.
Rumble stream. You can get us on Twitter.
Yeah, guys. Jump
or
over there.
Facebook.
Jump over there. We're on the face pages,
At
apparently.
MANTOOLS Media.
Best
All
intro
right.
for a show ever.
That's wonderful.
It's all right. It fits in my week. Fuck this week. Fuck the show. Fuck all of it. Let's just go to bed.
All right.
Okay, good night, everybody. Good God. So, some news?
We do have some news.
Fucking broke my thumb trying to get this place organized this week. Yeah, there's some remnants of
some
a
organization
light
right
that,
there.
a light that pissed me the fuck off. Super mad.
The world's okayest light.
The world, yeah. Fuck him. Yeah, look, fucking fell, smashed into the wall, fucked up my wall, fucked up my trim. You fucking piece of shit.
Well,
just put this house together. Fucking so pissed. Not only that, but women are terrible. They're the worst fucking things ever. And they keep trying to come around in your life and fuck you with you and make it worse. And they do. They just make it worse.
Yeah.
Then the new one comes along and makes it worse. And then the old ones come back because they see you're happy and they fucking make it worse. They're like, oh, Merry Christmas and fuck you, bitch. Like, I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
So, well, you guys, yeah, they're all terrible. I just need to move to a different town. Maybe the dating pools. Well, no, because I went all the way to California and that was shit tacos too.
That also was not good.
Yeah. So, men out there, turning gay. Let's try to date other men and see how that goes. At least we won't argue where to go eat.
That's true. Yeah.
Never argue where to go eat.
All right. Well,
there'll always be beer in the fridge.
We'll get some news. Well, unless one of you finished it.
Let's see what else. They won't need me for my money.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. This is why dudes just hang out with
Yeah.
each
Strong, independent women seem to need men
other.
for money.
Yeah, strong, independent women need us to do everything for them. Apparently. Cool. Episode 227.
All right. Let's do some news. All right. News, of course, brought to you because news shows that you need to be prepared by Valley Food Storage. One of the best ways to be prepared is to have some emergency food. And one of the best places to get that emergency food is from Valley Food Storage by going to prepare.mantoolsmedia.com or using that cute little QR code right by Eric. We start with James Bond.
Nice.
I should have done a little stinger. Finally, they caught him.
Yeah.
Yes. Pierce Brosnan, the actor best known for playing James Bond, was apparently caught, I guess it was back in 2020, in Yellowstone in an off-limits area and will be appearing in court this week, I guess.
Whoops.
I believe that's the story.
Yeah.
Actor Pierce Brosnan is in hot legal water after walking into restricted areas of Yellowstone National Park. Brosnan, 70, has received citations for traveling off trail into thermal areas and for violating closures, according to court documents filed Tuesday. Oh, so I guess it was recently. In Wyoming's U.S. District Court, he is ordered to appear in court at the Yellowstone Justice Center. That's cool. They have their own courthouse on January 23rd. The actor's publicist and legal representatives did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Yep.
Okay.
You don't go off the trail in places like that.
Don't go off the road, man.
You will get in trouble. At least he didn't like throw a beer can at a bison or something like that. Could be worse.
Could be worse. Those Asian chicks that go, I'm gonna go take a picture with this thing, selfie with it. Yeah.
Well, the dumbest though is the folks that throw shit at them. It's like, what are you expecting to happen? Hey, do a thing. It's like, okay, they'll do the one thing that they can do, which is run headfirst into you or your car or
everything around you. Ding dongs. Right.
Yeah, not cool. Not cool, Pierce.
Job, bud.
And apparently he did not learn to be that sneaky from all those years
Being
playing James
Bond.
Up next, speaking of trying to be incognito, if you're doing that on the internet, well, it may not be working out so well for you. Google Chrome, which of course has the incognito mode, is involved in a class action lawsuit. I guess this is the case I was thinking of from 2020. But they have agreed to a settlement now. They were sued back in 2020 by a bunch of people as class action means because their incognito mode still shares data.
Yeah.
Google has indicated that it is ready to settle a class action lawsuit filed in 2020 over its Chrome browser's incognito mode. Arising in the Northern District of California, the lawsuit accused Google of continuing to track, collect, and identify users' browsing data in real time, even when they had opened an incognito window, which, of course, the whole idea behind that incognito thing is it shuts that stuff down. The lawsuit filed by Florida resident William Byatt and California residents Chasom Brown and Maria, I believe that's pronounced Wen. Did you know that? A Vietnamese name?
Yes.
accused Google of violating wiretap laws. It also alleged that sites using Google Analytics or Ad Manager collected information from browsers in incognito mode, including web page content, device data, and IP address. The plaintiffs also accused Google of taking Chrome users' private browsing activity and then associating it with their existing profiles. So, yeah, basically the whole reason incognito is supposed to exist was not working that way at all. Which, I mean, I went away from Chrome. Well, we have it on the computer here, but the home computer, I use Brave because supposedly it actually follows all of that stuff with their private browsing.
Maybe.
I have no idea. Until they get sued, I probably won't know.
Yep. Yeah, you don't know. I mean, do you get phone calls from all these weird telemarketers?
Not typically.
Yeah, mine's constant, so I should get on that class action suit with Chrome.
I do. I have noticed that I'll discuss something with my wife, and then I'll get served ads for it.
Yep.
So it listens. Fucking spy in your pocket.
It does.
Well, it's like that. It's like that meme where a lady's talking on the phone with a friend, and she's like, "I got to be careful what I say because this phone could be tapped. Come see me in person or whatever." And then it's like 2023. Hey, wiretap, show me recipes.
Hey, wiretap, show me recipes for snickerdoodles. Yep.
We voluntarily tapped our own houses. Speaking of more internet, it's all internet stuff, kind of.
All right.
Also, this is I wanted to bring this up because of the double standard, because I'm positive that this guy would still have his job if he was a she. A chancellor at a Wisconsin university says he was fired for producing and appearing in porn videos. And if he was a woman, this wouldn't even be a discussion. He would be brave and what are they? Empowered. Yeah.
Empowered.
But he's a dude. So the Board of Regents, which typically is what governs especially state schools. Oops, in the wrong tab. Voted I don't know if it was unanimously or just a majority, but they voted to terminate his employment due to the significant reputational harm that his actions were causing for the university. The president, Jay Rothman, called Gallo, and that's a Gow, I guess is the guy's name, his actions abhorrent, and Walsh, another member of the board, said she was disgusted, but neither of them offered any details of the allegations. I'm going to make some presumptions. Him and his wife had an OnlyFans page.
Maybe.
Someone found out. A quote from the man himself says, "My wife and I live in a country where we have a First Amendment. We're dealing with consensual adult sexuality. The regents are overreacting. They're certainly not adhering to their own commitment to free speech or the First Amendment." Gow also complained that the regents never told him what policy he violated, probably because there isn't one.
There isn't one.
And he was never given a hearing or other opportunity to present his case. He said he's contemplating a lawsuit. Yeah, I would too. He goes on to say, "I got an email last night saying I was terminated. I wish I would have had the opportunity to have a hearing. When reasonable people understand what my wife and I are creating, it calms them down." I don't know about that, but yeah, the only reason I brought this one up when I saw it is, could you imagine if they fired a woman over?
Oh God, the outrage!
An OnlyFans, let's say a lady president or whatever he was, dean or whatever, of a university. Also, it's at the university level. the kids in the dorms are doing this.
They're doing it in the dorms.
How many OnlyFans pages are being run from those dorms?
Yeah.
Do you know how much tuition is probably being paid by OnlyFans?
Guys,
Again,
hypocrites.
by women, because we can't get away with that.
Nope.
You know.
No. Give it a shot. I dare you.
So, yeah. And then finally, I think we have one more. Yes, this is a wild story. The headline here is about one person in particular, but I guess it happened to like 6 or 7 politicians and or family members of politicians right around Christmas. A bunch of swatting, for those of you that don't know what that is. That's where it kind of started with video games, with like Call of Duty. If you're getting your ass whooped and you know where someone
you IP'd
is,
somebody, and then
you call the police and say there's a
drugs
bomb
and
or
a
something.
bomb,
Something.
Al Qaeda's making
Yeah.
shit over there.
Something like that. And the SWAT team busts in, nearly kills everybody, or sometimes does kill people.
Yeah. Sure you're happy.
And anyways, so apparently a bunch of liberals, or in this case, I'll go ahead and go say libtards, are upset with GOP politicians and were swatting. And it was all GOP people that were like victims. It was this guy, Rick Scott, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and one of her daughters, I believe. I'm not sure who else. I know there was several. Yeah, here we go. Brandon Williams, Marjorie Taylor Greene. So at least 3 Congress. I know MTG, as she's known, posted that that one of the swattings was actually on one of her children who does not live with her. So it's like, fuck you for even being related to somebody I don't like.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Not cool. So I hope that whoever is doing these things is caught, unless, I mean, there's always the possibility that it was actual FBI agents themselves.
Why not?
So there you go. Yep. Which brings us to, speaking of tools of the week, the tools of the week.
Oh,
so
a few of those for you.
We've got some fun ones. We have an actual tool. And then I guess a cool thing that, because I didn't have other cool things, we didn't do a cool stuff, but yeah, anyways, we'll get into that. And of course, our Tool of the Week segment is brought to you by ACME Tools. Check them out at acmetools.mantoolsmedia.com, or of course, use that QR code on your screen. We start with an actual tool. And this thing is pretty neat, but as you'll see in the video, you do need to be careful what you use it with.
Yes, yes.
Which products you're agitating, I guess.
Agitating. Good word.
So you can see that's a can of, I assume, spray paint or texture or something.
Primer.
And it gets strapped into this thing that fits on your reciprocating saw. And then you fire that up. Wakey shaky. No more sitting there. Shake, shake, shake. But don't use it with that stuff. I don't know what that is. But
that's so bad.
In fact, I would go so far as to say it's probably a good idea not to use this thing with a non-aerosol can situation.
Yeah.
Now it's nice and sealed up.
But
I looked. I'm gonna shoot them an email. ACME Tools does not carry this product yet, but with all of the tools and accessories they carry, I think this is a great thing for them to.
yeah, you can
add
get
to
it
their
out of an
inventory.
Eve, but ratchet strap
you-
your dong on there.
Dude, do you remember when people were because they weren't making, now I'm sure they made attachments, but people were just taking Sawzalls and putting dildos on the blade and
I
playing.
remember hearing about this.
I saw, I remember, I think there were legit news stories of people hurting themselves very badly.
Yep. Don't do that, kids.
But if I'm not mistaken, it did prompt, like, I think you can get dildos that fit onto your reciprocating saw now if you're
so inclined.
so inclined. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you, it's gonna be the short stroke, but there's a lot of them.
Yeah, just jackhammer.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. All right. And then we have, well, these people are cool, but the woman that he's about to describe is a problem. And if you're our age and you've been in any number of long-term relationships, getting to this point is probably when you go, something needs to change.
Here's the tough part. What was her job at the beginning? Was it bitch and complainer or cheerleader? Well, originally she was the best cheerleader. That's why I chose her forever. She made me feel like the fucking best.
Yeah.
Well, at what point did it change? Because guys do what you cheer them on to do. But the more you disregard, the more you complain, the more you go like, well, it wasn't done the way I wanted to, my way, the less they're going to be like, I want to fight for you. If you start taking your guy's kneecaps out, he stops fighting for you. Well, I don't want to be accountable for that because he should be stepping up. He should be standing up. You hit him in the kneecap, though. You're kneecapping the guy that you want to stand up, and you're the reason he's
calls it
doing
kneecapping. I was like, stop punching me in the dick.
conflicting
Yeah.
is this guy?
It is conflicting, but I don't think that men are communicating that. I just think that
men who are isolated, men who don't have mentors, men who aren't taught the way, men who don't even know they can be warriors.
right.
The only influence that these guys have, and this is a very important sentence, the only influence and the only person that they want happiness, the only person they want to feel joy.
What he's about to say is also an
the only
issue with a
person
lot
they
of
want
guys.
intimacy and love, the only person that matters is their girl and how important her opinion is.
Which shows you the importance of having friends outside of your
Relationship.
And by the way, if you get with somebody that starts cutting those off, that's a huge red flag.
Yeah, starts making you not.
She starts alienating your buddies.
Your buddies, your band, your biker guys, all that. It's just taking you away from them all.
Yep.
This is what she's doing.
I'll put it this way. You remember Sherry?
Ton.
Could I have done this podcast
No.
with you when I
No.
was with her? I could have for like a week or two.
No, the first
And then it
week,
would have been like,
she'd be
you're
sitting
not
over
going
there
over
on the
there ever
couch.
again. You're not going over
Yeah,
there.
the third week.
Oh, yeah, she'd be out here.
there on the
What are you guys
couch,
talking about? That's bullshit.
bitching about something.
Yeah. Yep.
So true.
And then finally we end with this, not quite a tool, but like I said, it was, I thought it was awesome and needed to fit in somehow. This dude, I guess he's the man of the week. This dude is awesome. Now, make sure these tracks are abandoned before you attempt something like this. But this is neat. He has motorized rail car. Again, make sure these are abandoned. Doesn't that look awesome? You don't got to steer, you just got to control your speed. have I guess a set of brakes.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
That's fun.
And cruise around, in this case, California. You can probably find some abandoned rail stuff out here too, although they tend to, especially the old, what was that, narrow gauge or whatever?
Yeah.
Those ones they've turned into hiking trails, which that's a good use for them too.
Sure.
But yeah, that looks like a lot of fun. What's not fun is paying bills, which we're going to do real quick, and then we will come back with some sports. So stay tuned. We'll be back in 2 and 2.
If you have a beard, I'm about to blow your mind. Come with me. Hey, I saw a beard. It's a common misconception that women don't like beards. That's not true. We love beards. We like a beard that's clean, smells good, and doesn't feel like a cactus when I'm trying to get close to it. Look, it's not that complicated. Clean it, moisturize it. It's that simple. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. There are some things that women like hard, and there are some things that we like soft. We like soft beards.
Soften your beard at beard.mantoolsmedia.com and get 15% off with code MANTOOLS.
The 1830s saw botanist Peter Corthels dive deep into the world of kratom, revealing its ancient significance. Decades later, in the 1960s, science spotlighted kratom with Smith, Klein, and French labs exploring a patent of kratom alkaloid. But 2009 had its shadows. Sweden faced a kratom controversy only to later debunk the misconceptions due to the product being laced with tramadol. Thailand's 1943 ban and the FDA's actions in 2012 marked challenging times, but the kratom saga was far from over. By 2014, the community's voice grew louder, leading to the birth of the American Kratom Association. 2016 was tumultuous. The DEA leaned towards a ban, but facing an unprecedented public outcry and questionable claims by the FDA, they were compelled to rethink by year's end. By 2018, the winds shifted. NIDA invested $3.5 million in kratom research, and by 2019, Utah blazed the trail, pioneering consumer protection. Several states have since followed. Kratom's journey saw a beacon of hope in October of 2023 with the introduction of the Federal Kratom Consumer Protection Act. From historical roots to
learn more at kratom.mantoolsmedia.com.
And transformation.
When I grow up, I want to work for a woke company, like super woke. When I grow up, I want to be hired based on what I look like rather than my skills.
I want to be judged
By my political beliefs, I want to get promoted
based on my chromosomes. When I grow up, I want to be offended
by my coworkers
and walk around the office
on eggshells
and have my words policed
by HR. Words like
grandfather,
peanut gallery,
long time no see,
no can do.
When I grow up,
I want to be obsessed with emotional safety and do workplace sensitivity training all day long. When I grow up, I want to climb the corporate ladder
just by following the crowd.
I want to be a conformist. I want to weaponize my pronouns. What are pronouns?
It's time to grow up and get back to work. Introducing the #1 woke-free job board in America, redballoon.work.
All right, and sports brought to you by Live Bearded. Check them out at beard.mantoolsmedia.com. It's what I use to keep this glorious mane looking its best.
I used something else that all fell off.
I think that's called a razor.
Oh, yes!
So we start with a sport that's usually only talked about during Hanukkah. I am, of course, speaking of dreidel. Did you know that there are pro dreidel spinners?
I thought you were going to day trading.
No, banking. Usury. No. Dreidel, which I did not know until this year. Why I never knew it. It's just gambling. You bet on which letter is going
Sure.
to be face up or whatever when it falls. Okay.
You can gamble on anything.
On this thing.
Yeah.
Tokyo Dome, 2003, 70,000 Japanese people screaming. I think they thought it was Pokemon. Do I look all right? This is the Jewish Carl Sagan. I think we started 1993 at our bar mitzvah. We took on our Uncle Gabe and we jobbed him. Took off for us when we entered those 2 no-limit Texas dreidling competitions. I mean, you think of
No-limit dreidel.
2 things. High school football,
Texas.
dreidling, and carrying guns. There's open carry at a dreidel competition. You better come correct. Grab your gun. You better hold on to your yarmulke and run. We were dropping gimmels out of the sky. Straight dreidling bitches. Well, we came from the street. Started the Sprite and One mixtape tour, which was just the street dreidels. We had tons of nicknames. They called us the Spinagogue. Spinderfella that a lot. They called him the Volvo station wagon because he was a safe bet. They called me the indie record store employee because I hate the shins. One year we made $8 million. That's when you got groupies, dreidel ladies, draidies. All right, so this is our dreidling app. It's called Dreidly. We wanted to call it Shtup, there it is, but there was...
Shtup.
Shtup, there it is. Shtup, there it is.
Oh, man.
Those guys are funny.
And then we have this, the most painful sport in the world. Yep. This is horrifying.
This is horrifying. This is amazing.
This is soccer on a pavement like basketball court.
Yep.
So barefoot
with Legos.
With Legos all over the floor, and the ball is a bowling ball. This is all just paint. You know why it's 1-on-1?
Yeah.
They couldn't get anybody else to play. I'm surprised the ref barefoot. I'd be like, I'm wearing shoes.
Yeah, ref
fuck
doesn't
you.
need to be
I'm the ref. And then we end with an actual sport from Russia, of course, because that's where they come up with this crazy shit. This is known as wrestle ball or rug ball.
Or we used to call basketball.
It's a combination of wrestling, rugby, and basketball. So
this has to be the most Russian sport I have ever seen. It's called wrestle ball, and it's a mixture between basketball, wrestling, and rugby. And if you want to play this, it actually has a professional league.
See, they're on a mat, but I have seen other videos where they're on just a regular fucking wood basketball court, and I'm like, fuck, dude.
All set up in Russia, so you can actually make a living doing this. I wonder what would happen if LeBron James tried this. Would he dominate, or would he be the worst player on the court?
He's a bitch at regular basketball.
That looks so much fun.
He's always doing that. What do they call that thing where they pretend to be hurt? There's like but there's a name for it when they do it. It's
yellow card.
Fuck, I forget what it's called.
Acting. I don't know.
But there's because I guess if it's egregious, you can actually get a penalty for it. All right. Well, that of course brings us on to the week in his story. So we will hit that.
Comes to his end in the gutter, fitting climax to a life.
In first and the flank, get her started. Hit side and it's right.
And of course, the week in his story brought to you by what I think are the best men's watches on the market, Smith & Bradley. I'm wearing one right now. And you can get one of your own by going to smithandbradley.mantoolsmedia.com or use the QR code right on your screen. So this week in his story, we start with December 28th, 1890. The last major conflict of the Indian Wars takes place at Wounded Knee Creek in South Dakota after Colonel James W. Forsyth of the 7th Cavalry, man, they had a fucked up history with Indians, tries to disarm. Keep that in mind when you hear stuff about gun control. Tries to disarm Chief Bigfoot and his followers, and then just fucking massacred them. Or maybe the lesson is go ahead and give up your guns because they're going to kill you anyways. I don't know. Let's see. December 30th, 2006. Saddam Hussein, former dictator of Iraq, is executed by hanging for crimes committed against his own people during his rule. Yep. He was a piece of shit. Yep. December 31st, 1923, the Sahara Desert is crossed by an automobile for the first time. And that was said automobile. It was a Citroen something or other. I forget what the model's called, but they actually had a couple. They had like a little caravan of them. But nobody had ever said, let's drive a car across this bitch.
Right? What bother?
And of course, I mean, you can't do something like that without wearing a pith helmet.
Sure.
Because that's the official, Desert of Africa uniform.
Headgear, yeah.
For, at least for white guys.
For sure.
And then, dude, I would be so bummed out when this took off. January 1st, 1937, at a party hosted by the Ormel family at the Ormel Mission in Minnesota, a guest won $100 for naming their new canned meat Spam. Can you imagine getting your $100 and then watching this take off and being like, I should have asked for points.
You should have asked for points.
I mean, all they could have done is said no, but
Yep.
God,
God,
let's see.
This shit is so good.
It's great. It's complete garbage, but great at the same time. I love it.
So good.
My favorite foods are like that.
Yeah.
Let's see. January 2nd, 1839, photography pioneer Louis Daguerre, I don't know, something French, takes the first photograph of the moon, and there it is. I guess before that, or I guess first published. Who knows?
Who knows?
But he's the first person on record, at least, that went, let me point this thing up in the sky.
Point this at the moon.
And finally, January 3rd, 1996, the first flip phone is released by Motorola. The StarTAC goes on sale.
I had a Vader.
You could finally feel like Captain Kirk.
Yep. I remember getting one of those and going to my grandpa because he was like, "Oh, they're never gonna have that crap." When I was a kid watching Star Trek, and I remember going up to him and going, "Beam me up, Scotty."
He's like, "Yeah, are you talking to a spaceship there, buddy?"
Kinda.
Oh, it's still all on Earth. Okay.
It goes up and comes back.
Well, that brings us to the end of the week in history, and unfortunately, that's also the end of our show. So thanks everybody for hanging out with us. I was going to ask you if you wanted to do this tonight.
Yeah, I'm good for either way.
All right.
Next week's better.
Okay, we'll do it next week.
Do that. So next week, you guys stay really focused on our for all our locals members. We're going to be doing MANTOOLS at the Movies, Police State Part 1. It will come out next week. Get that and all of our members only content for just $3 a month. mantoolsminions.locals.com. Also get 1 month free with code at Support Free Speech. That's right, you could save $3 with supported by Supported Free Speech. Every dollar counts because if you've gone to the gas station lately, holy fuck sticks. Yeah. Holy fuck. If you've gone to the grocery store lately, double fuck. Good luck out there, everybody. It's getting bad. Our merch, which is very affordable, is at merch.mantoolsmedia.com. Get free shipping because we love you guys. If you're in our Facebook, 20% off if you're a Locals member. Not reading all that.
Do keep keep in mind processing times though.
Yeah, it is Christmas.
Your ugly sweater. Mine came.
Yeah,
like the day before Christmas. I just got the email that yours shipped.
Oh,
yesterday.
there it goes.
I'm like, well, that's great. Thanks. Thanks, guys. So.
It happens. Everybody's working hard. We'd love to thank our sponsors. Find all of them at sponsors.mantoolsmedia.com. Please support them. It supports us. It's a good thing. It's a nice little homeostasis. It works out good. Circle of life shit. Thanks for all watching, for everybody who has been watching and or listening, and thank you for wherever you get your podcast. But you can find everything at mantoolsmedia.com, links.co/mantoolsmedia. We're going to have hopefully a whole bunch of new stuff for you guys next year, and it's going to be a better year. I mean,
has to be, right?
I mean, I only got so many teeth left that can get kicked in. I only got one testicle that works for getting, getting EXO'd this year. So it's been rough, bud.
Yeah,
it's been rough. It's been weird. That's all I can say. Thank you guys for sticking with us. We'll try to be funnier. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll keep bringing you some awesome shit. And then we'd really like you guys to jump into our premium stuff because it's a lot more in-depth conversation. It's a lot more stuff happening.
Yes. And, well, I'll keep this under wraps until we start doing it. Never mind.
Yep. Just know that 2024 is bringing some cool-ass shit happening here at Enharmonic Studios, the MANTOOLS branch. Our suite, recording suite.
Yeah,
so it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be super fun year. That's all I can say.
All right. Well, we'll see you next year, everybody. Good night.